First and foremost, good afternoon, Mr. Rax.
Sam, my buddy, you good?
Very good, man. Long overdue.
Long overdue.
We were talking about a lot of things off mic, which will stay off mic. But what I said about you is that you're someone that came through, to my estimation, of music and quality via word of mouth. Summit, Hip Hop Chronicle, spoke so highly of you. It's like, nah, Rax, he's the future. He's the guy.
Shit.
Josh Osho speaks incredibly high of you as well. So first, I just want to say it's an honor at short notice for you to come down.
Nah, it's appreciated, bro. Very much appreciated.
So let's talk. Let's talk about first of all what you got out now, right? And tell me when you actually started working on this project now.
Just for you?
Just for you, yeah.
Just for You was like started being made. Let's say there's tracks on there that's about a year and a half old, up until about 6 months old. So in that period, we wasn't making Just For You solely for the period of a year and a half up to 6 months, but we was making other music, and you know how it goes. You kind of just make something, you go into one direction, you hear something else, and we found a great body of work beneath a few sounds that we were using, and it was kind of inspirational for us to get, I say us, I mean my team, the clan, that's me, that's Marvel, that's my squad, that's Mike, that's everyone, but to hear a new sound that was different, it was original, it depicted exactly who I was, but I didn't really feel like that was something I could just throw out after being out of the game for a while. So Just For You is kind of like bridging the gap between, you know, becoming.
It feels like an album cycle, though.
Really?
It feels like an album cycle. When you look at the time period in creating it, you would have personally gone through different things in that time. Do you feel that's all reflected in the project, or do you feel that's going to be something that we're going to be getting further down the line?
I think I love everything I've been making personally, and you know, people have gravitated towards the project for whatever reason suits to them. But I think you know, life keeps on living, heart keeps on beating. Every day is another day, and you know, tomorrow is another day. And I think, you know, the project gives you where I've been, and the perception of where I was when I made it. Who I am today and my perception of those things might be different. The story that I might tell about the exact same thing on another track would just be through me elevating my understanding of it, or becoming, or finding a different place in the world, in life, in the city. You know what I'm trying to say? It's all perspective. It's all growth. It's the purpose of the music. I think, you know, Just For You serves a purpose. I love Just For You personally because it's a great assortment of tracks to, you know, you can kind of gauge what kind of flavors I'll be playing with, but you don't know because they're all so very different. So that's why I like Just For You. It shows you who's listening and what they're listening to and what they want more of, and that was kind of the purpose of Just For You.
So you know where this is going to go now. We just spoke about that, right?
Yeah.
Bro, now we need to really get into Think Big.
No, I didn't know that.
Because we're looking at, like you said, it's almost like you put an array of food on the table. You walked out the room, just came back, and you can probably tell by who's been eating what.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Think Big, my favourite track that touched me the most. And I think that track there, to me, just as a listener, I was like, I love to hear different variations, 6, 7 tracks of like, Think Big, different perspectives. It was insightful, it's introspective, which is like we were trying to do these interviews, make them introspective. So let's try and break it down. Think Big, studio session, you know, maybe some of the bars of it that touched you, and literally why you wanted to put that track on this project.
Do you know what? I'm so, I'll stop and I'll say, yeah, that there's a few people that have gone above and beyond to make sure that how they felt when they heard that song was communicated properly. And, you know, this is how I felt about the song. This is what I thought. And personally, a lot of the time, I know a lot of artists get it as well, is that you can create something and someone doesn't feel the same way that you do about it. And Think Big was quite under the radar for some time. Yeah, like a lot of people weren't really gravitating towards that sound. It weren't trap, you get me? It's not trap. It's not really quite as tangible as a lot of other genres that are happening now. You got to kind of really break down, is that 90s style? Is that current hip hop? Has it got trap influence? Even me, myself, is that I made it because only life experience made me make it. You know, shout to my boy Neko, he produced it. Listen, I met Neko, yeah, and he gave me Think Big, the instrumental, 2013. Bruv, I meditated on the beat for time. And I said, you know what? I don't feel like, yeah, any tell I'm going to tell on that beat is going to be real enough. Because what that thing there needs is some real inspiration, and it takes life. And I think maybe a lot of the time through growing up and all of them things, you think you're living life, you think you're seeing things, you think you're aware, but at a certain point you grow up and, you know what I'm trying to say, you realise what perspective works for you, what your formula might be. And jumped into the studio, I said, play that beat, please. Imagine after all that time, I said, play that beat. No beat, no lyrics, no nothing. Sorry, no lyrics, no structure, nothing. Played it, went into the booth, was listening. Little brother, think big. And then I was like, hey, little brother, think big. Then, you know, the song naturally just got recorded in the booth. I didn't know what I was gonna come out to, and I came out, and it was like, yo, we're good. This is something that I'm really, really happy with. You know, I sent that to Marvel. He does what he does. You know Marvel, bro. So shouts to Marvel, that's the big dog. But he sent that back to me, and it was like another element of energy in the song that even I didn't contribute to. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So we got me, we got Neko, we got Marvel, and before you hear the end of the track, it's developed again. So I fell back in love with the song. And it's like, you know, I've had this song for some time now, and I knew, you know, I've got more music along that sound, more music that fits those sonics. So rather than putting them all onto a project, no one's listening to stuff like that now, you know? No one's really making stuff like the stuff that's on the project. It's all quite different. I guess maybe Money B is the only, you know, something that's played, maybe been in current times, you know, that kind of DJ mustard trap beat. But this is music. We do what the hell we want. Man raps, so I'm gonna rap on a beat that suits me. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? If I feel it, I'm gonna spit on it. And if I'm gonna be honest on it, then no one can't tell me that's not who I am, bro. You know what I'm trying to say? So we made Money B. Money B was sick. But again, obviously, there's a different feeling that comes with Think Big, a different certain amount of consciousness that comes with Think Big. And it is about getting your money. So the story in truth is very concurrent. The overall goal is very concurrent. I don't stray, you know. If you listen to my verse in that track, you'll hear that, you know, I'm not trying to be Mr. Lyrical or nothing like that. I'm just generally saying, man, be out where the money be, like, get your money up. Like, these are the things that you could do to continue getting money. And that's not me saying that I'm a money man, but that's me to say someone that's hustling. You get me? I'm actively doing my thing, and I've not stopped ever doing it. You know, there's not a day where someone can say, what are you doing? Oh, I'm chilling out. But I'm not chilling out. I'm hustling. And that's whatever man thinks hustling might be in your lifestyle. I think, you know, all of it comes back to the grind, an applicable grind that we kind of deal with in London. So I'm proper happy with it, and it's nice to see the few people that pick up on it. And I don't mean few to make them sound small, but, you know, a few key people really hear what you're trying to go for. And that, from being in the studio to then just releasing an online download, it's just crazy, bro. I'm so happy with it.
For those who haven't heard it, what's a verse or part that really stands out for you?
What, in Think Big?
Yeah.
Hey, you could get your dreams faster than you thought you could have. Just don't run around with no bummy, because then you'll fall off. Hey, don't be spending all your money, cause that ish don't grow on trees, brother. Better believe, brother, saving over sprees, brother. Get that money right, invest in something clean, brother. Millions on the mind, where little starts out with a dream, brother. Hey, yo, that's how I see, brother. If you want to achieve, then you best believe, brother. And real talk, that was me talking to my little brother. That wasn't me talking to the little brother on the road. My little brother, my blood, someone I care about. There's only so many times that bruv, we grew up in the ends, you know, cuz. So certain things that man are doing, like, that you don't want your family to be on, you might have even done it yourself. But you don't want your family to, you feel like a protector. And, you know, my dad was a protector, my brothers, my cousins, they were all protectors. But whatever you go through is your independent journey. So I thought the best way for me to channel my energy to him would be through something that he does without thinking in this music. But real talk, it's a bit of an emotional subject because it's still a subject to today. You understand what I'm trying to say? Think Big's relevant from whenever I made it, and I still tell my little brother think big, wherever he's at, cuz.
You know what's interesting you say that? One of my friends, she was talking about her little brother. She's a girl, obviously. Her brother's out in the streets and she can't get to him. Mentally. There's no father, it's just her mum. And he's going through it bad. And I remember thinking to her, like, society's turning the kids into savages.
You think so?
I think society has eliminated, I think the society of just making people work longer hours, the eroding of the middle class. When you have an immigrant perspective, you're saying like, what do you say about America? Like, they've been fighting whilst we've been conforming. Yeah, exactly. So in a portion of conforming, there's been like,
there's got to be change. Right. And we've got a younger generation that are more fearless. But I don't think that makes them bad. I just think they are less tolerant to authority. And that is over a period of time. You know, that's through experience. That's not, brother, you can't take 100 different youths from all different ends and they're still as ignorant. Like, and you say ignorant as what you might think it might be. They might not be ignorant. They're optionally ignorant for their own benefit or whatever it might be. But I think this is a thing, bruv. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, this is actually, we're in a place and time where things are different. Like I said in the song, we're integrating into London society. People are becoming a part of the culture. We're making a culture. And every single individual who engages with the culture is a part of it. You know, you're not just listening to the music and 50% of your life isn't really over there. A lot of people are really embodying what they're listening to and what they're seeing and who they're with. And, you know, I feel like maybe I could have answered that question better.
No, I think it's a trading of...
Because it's such a fine line. Sorry to cut you, but it's such a fine line because I feel like if I truly say my perspective, it might be a bit early. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like, I know how I feel about it and I know my experience and I know a lot of people don't know how far the lifestyle goes. So they think all of this rap shit is a joke or they think that this lifestyle is not real. And what these children actually go through, bruv, is real. You know what I'm trying to say?
Somewhat trauma. When you're seeing, when they've gone through it and then they're trying to figure out, well, they're not mentally developed, but they're trying to figure out how to get out of a hole that they're in. Do you understand? Like,
but think about it like this, bruv. If you grew up, and your dad is working 9 to 5, or even longer. My dad worked longer, but my dad was out here too. So, the real talk, blood. But if you, as a standard person, seeing your parents struggle, or like say, oh yeah, your mum bought you some TNs, but bruv, naturally you want all the colours. Naturally you bruv. So you're not gonna ask your struggling mum or your struggling dad, yo, can you shell out some more money for my stupid habit? You know you become a burden. So at a point in time, you think, well, I'm too young for a job, but the man them are making peas, blood. Man's gonna go make peas. What are you gonna do? Sit on your butt? Your mum's struggling. You can't be mad at these children, bruv. Like, if you don't want them to be doing what they're doing, give them more opportunity, but you're not giving them more opportunity, so they're gonna become more ignorant. And then shit happens. Shit really happens. Like, right, shit really happens, bruv. And no one ain't really got the answer. Do you really think anyone had the psychological answer to why that stuff really happened? No, they don't know, bruv. They don't understand. It takes for someone to go through something for them to be able to relate to it. And, you know, it's only now with, the rising black culture in America that we have a voice and our lifestyle is spoken for. Because before, the only thing that was spoken about was tea, crumpets and the Queen, bruv. We were just an obsolete, bruv, are you African, right?
Nigerian, yeah.
Nigerian. So any Nigerian family that knows you live in England, don't they tell you you're the lucky one, cuz? Come on, bruv. You're well off. Yeah, you're a rich boy. You're English boy. You're all these things. My mum's from Ghana. You understand what I'm trying to say? So I know what that's like. And when the culture's really pushing through, and you're seeing, you know, I went to America, not last year, year before, and Krypton Conan has got these people realising that there's a hood in London. Yeah, we fuck with you niggas, man. And it's like, no, you don't. Only through what these men have shown you have you been able to gain an understanding. And the more people that help push the boundaries of what the understanding is the more people fit in. And with those, bruv, most of those little kids with the hunger go and get it, cause God's good, fam. Trust me. They don't mean to be stepping out of line. They're just getting it, fam.
Yeah, do you think, so musically, and what I did say to you, my personal preference is that I think there is a lifestyle that is real, we know this, but then within it, it feels like a personification of not balancing out the dimensions of the black experience within that, you know, social economic situation. When we were speaking, you've shown that you've got intellect, where you decided you didn't have to go to university. You just want to sharpen your mind.
Yeah.
And try and find a way to finance yourself legitimately.
Yeah, 100%.
Let's talk about that part, because that's the part where people may not even understand that. Like, you're great at production.
Yeah, I'm alright. I'm alright.
So, first of all, where did that type of entrepreneurial mentality come from, and what made you want to actually decide to say, you know, I'm just going to take a different route from university?
Do you know what? I think I was like, I wouldn't say I was mad, unruly, like the worst kid in the school or nothing, but like I was a kid that got decent grades, yeah, and I still did bad things. And I'll still be distracting, and I'll still be a problem, and I'll still get good grades. So I never learned a valuable lesson of shutting the fuck up in school and actually taking the time out to understand it's not the fact that you know it straight away, but it takes time and effort. So boarding the doors of college to university now, I'm like, bruv, that lesson of homework, all of those things, I'd do it last minute. You know what I'm trying to say? Like the way I wouldn't commit myself 100% and I would still get results. So going to university with that mentality, I felt like, no, I needed to learn a lesson. You're not, in uni, you can go there, waste your 9 bags a year on the course that you're doing, fail, but you come out of uni and you got to pay them, man. Whereas if I work, yeah, and I take an internship and I give myself the ability to find out who I actually am, yeah, in this skill of tenacity, let's call it, always working at it, making sure you put in your best, I can do that at a job. I can actually go and do that, and if I do fall off, I can get another job. And that's how I thought about it when I was younger. I was like, yo, let me think about this. So I sat down, I read a little bit, entrepreneurship, finding out who's who, what's what, little bit about business, and, you know, you just follow your nose, bruv. That's what I think it is. It's if you got the desire and the intention to want to live a certain way, no matter what card you've got a card there that if you lay down on the table, it's going to bring some other cards into your deck. And then that's just how I kept thinking about it. Every single time, it's not about the win immediately. It's never about the win immediately, because if it came, then it's going to go. But what comes and stays is what lives, do you know what I'm trying to say? And that's kind of how I looked at it. University for me, I was going to study English. I didn't really want to be an English teacher yet. Maybe one day in the future I would love to teach English, but I didn't think that was my path as a young, creative, you know, video producer, rapper, you know, just in every aspect. I just couldn't see me being committed to teaching these children. So I took a pause on that and I studied, and I studied in an apprenticeship. And I personally think that was the best choice for my growth, because I was still around. I didn't leave the area. I was still in the area, so I was still in contact with the people that I needed to be in contact with, i.e. Marvel, i.e. Neko, you know what I mean, family, friends, son, girl, all of these things. So I was still available, but holding down some stuff where I could earn. And then after a period in time, you don't want to work for no one, bruv. After a period in time, you're like, Not that I wouldn't work for anyone now, but I'm just saying, even if I did, my ambitions would always be to be independent. It's not to be reliant on getting laid off on your job. Yeah, that's one thing work taught me, is supply and demand. I used to watch how these production companies make their money, and I used to think, bruv, is it really that simple that it's your networking, it's your rapport, and it's how you talk to them? They need a video, you got a video, supply and demand. Then I realised, hold on, that's like every business in the goddamn world. Like, supply, demand. Can you be in a position to get your hands on something that someone wants but wouldn't bother to get in that position? So then I was double hustling, video and finding other things to get to people. So it was sick, it was sick.
What's that line you said? Was it things that people want but they want to get in the position to be to, whatever?
What, did I just say that?
Yeah, that was like a little joke, bruv.
Bruv, I don't know, bruv. I just said it because it's...
right there.
But no, it's sick. It was sick.
So back on the project now, are you happy with how it's been received so far?
Yeah, I think I'm happy. I can't complain at all.
Yeah. So you know what's next, though? We need to know what's kind of next. Because I know that sounds very soon, because this is...
Yeah.
But it feels like it was a very good appetizer.
Yeah, well, do you know what? I think it's not done yet. I was going to tell you exclusively, actually, that I was going to put more songs on Just For You.
Really?
Yeah, but there might be a sequel to Just For You very quickly. Maybe. I'm still like talking to the man them about it. We're still in the studio just talking, and you know how it goes, brother. But I've got another project and I don't even want to properly name it just because everything's subject to change, and I don't want someone to rewind this interview and be like, hey, he said that project, where's that project? You know what I'm trying to say? I don't want to misinform, but ultimately there is another project in sight. It's a beautiful one. People are going to have a full, complete body, a little bit like The Pickpocket in the way it was put together. Obviously, we've grown a lot since The Pickpocket, so it's going to be put together a little bit differently. But yeah, there's always more to come. Like, bro, I've been gone for time. Where am I going? I have to be here and dropping music consistently for myself. It's not even for the people, it's for me. You know, just a few people, bruv. There's a guy, shout out Reload, bruv, because Reload's sick. I've never met Reload ever, you get me? I went to Represent Radio the other day. Now, it's just a small thing. It's just a small thing that people decide to say. I walked in, don't know what Reload fully looks like. I've seen him in his videos a few times, but obviously I'm not a pre-man like that. So I've walked in and I said, well, go on, cuz, what you saying, you good? And then I clocked it with Reload. I said, yeah, your stuff's hard. And he's like, blood, are you fucking joking, blood? And then obviously I'm like, what do you mean, cuz? What do you mean? Like, he seems bare vexed, you get me? Then he's like, The Pickpocket's a fucking classic, blood. Obviously, bruv, this is the first time I've left my house for music purposes since I've been out before. And it's like, it's refreshing to see that, you know, someone still connects with a project. So there's almost no way anyone could have digested the project already, but that's the thing. I've got to take time and monitor, you know. Views are great, 8,000 people, 20,000 people, 100,000, million people. Who are the people that actually fuck with man's brand? You know what I'm trying to say? And by doing projects like this, and by getting yourself content and all your content ready, you can really give time to the analytics and to the things that are important to the business side, because I don't want to be one of those artists that are just famous and broke. Bruv, even if I'm making money in my own life, this is a business, and I'm not going to have a failing business. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So it's, even if my business is small in scale, it could be 10 fans. 10 fans. 10 fans are going to give you money. Do you understand my point? Each and every single person works and supports your brand and thinks, this is a brand I'm ready to invest in. What can you do to monetize your brand? You know, again, I haven't been in the scene for a minute now. Like, I'm fresh. Let's just call it a new booty. You get me? I'm fresh, cuz. And I don't even think that there are limits on how to monetize from fans anymore, because it's like engagement online between personal experience, engaged with physical and nostalgia. All of these things play a part in what the brand represents. And I think creatively, You know, in terms of art direction, there are a lot of things people are gonna want to pay for. So, you know, there are a lot of things that people are gonna enjoy. Most importantly, not what they're gonna pay for. It's what do they want to see. Do they even know they want to see this? Are they gonna be surprised? What are they gonna go through? The emotions that fans can feel now are so tangible. Like I said in the beginning, is so of use to the artist. It's a little bit like the old way of doing things don't work no more. People release videos and videos and videos and videos and don't drop projects, and the videos do well better than their projects would, and there's no real way to monitor who's listening to your project once they've downloaded it, unless it's on like Apple Music but even then it's still very fickle between what you know and what actually is. So I think, you know, as much as we can do to bring music back physically as well as digitally, then we're going to push it to a crazy level.
That line, I want to close on that line and think big. You say that 50 years.
We ain't trying to be here when we're 50.
Yeah, what did you mean by that? If you can go deeper into it.
I was sitting in my house, and God bless my mum and God bless my family and all the jobs and work and everything's one bring through, but I don't want to be there when I'm 50. And it was literally quite like, not just the material value, but emotionally, you know, being in this rat race when we're 50, I aim to build, you know, ties with my brothers and my cousins and my family and my extended family, which are my friends, and have something a little bit more wholesome than feeling like, you know, you've got to really try and tie down, you know, family or cousins or the younger members of family, or even yourself, more importantly, again, to being more clinical. We didn't have elders that would guide us in the right way. And you can see quite clearly by looking at your elders where 50 is going to be if man don't take a change. And that's why man said it, blood. And it's funny because, bro, I don't do the punchline rap. I don't. I might say a few because it's fun, but I just say the things that I think. And when it sits with someone, like you said, something I said in the interview that I say it again, Marvel does that to me all the time. What did you say? I'm like, fam, I don't know, cuz I just said it like, but it's I don't know what people are going to respond to. We ain't trying to be here when we're 50. Like, to me, that's just how I think. It's
a progressive mentality.
Exactly. And I walk around every day trying to build on that. And that's not to say I'm better than anyone, because I'm not. I'm just someone who's trying to find a formula. And, you know, it's nice to be able to share your findings and people can use it for better. So that's sick. And I'm glad you picked up on it. That's proper sick.
Mr. Raps, we're going to leave it there, man. But blessings for your time, King.
I appreciate it, Amaru, man. Anytime, bro.